Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Whitney Freya, and we are here to explore 3 sacred symbols that I promise can help you to create a life that you love. I see some familiar names. Very excited to connect with you all today. I'm supposed to give everybody about 5 minutes to kind of join in. I'll share that I am currently coming to you from my home in Northeast Oregon, where I live, and I'm in the mountains. And right after this call, I'm going to go paragliding off one of the closest mountains. So I am super excited to be here with you. And there is a chat if any of you want to say hi, introduce where you're from. So Elisa is in Nova Scotia. Alyssa, Dr. Barb in St. Martin. Nice. Welcome. Hi, Celia. Yeah, I'm really excited to share these symbols with you all. Ilana and Dawn, and I see another Dawn, 2 Dawns, and Kim, Paula, Sharon. Yay, excited to see you all. One of my favorite parts about doing these kinds of presentations is I stay really present and new information comes through, and I know it's going to really speak. One of these symbols is going to really speak to you. Oh, Celia, cold gray evening in the UK. All right, well, we will light it up. Beatrice from Edmonton. Payson, hey, Dawn. And Vermont, hey, Sharon. Arlington, Virginia. Pittsburgh. Very excited. Hi, Letty. Oh, we need something to warm the UK, right? I bet. Well, I grew up in Chicago, and it's very gray there. I do not miss the gray in the winter there. Okay, hello to Sacramento, Mr. Brad, Mr. B. Fabulous. Thrilled you guys all are here. What a fabulous event that Guidely has created here for us all to connect. Okay, it's 12:04. Oh, I'm really excited to get started. We have 25 minutes to explore these 3 symbols and then do some Q&A. So we have 45 minutes together. I know there are other amazing speakers that you're going to be connecting with. All right. I am going to get started. So, so creating a life you love. This is absolutely available. It was the norm, or if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? And especially right now with all the different challenges we have going on, it is the call for us to go within and do our own inner work. And what that means is exploring all the ways that we can consciously, with awareness, create a life we love, honoring the energies and the flow of life. And there are 2 ways that life wants to encourage us to grow and expand, and it will guide us into opportunities to do this, and that is through contrast and challenges. It is through contrast and challenges, contrasting experiences and challenging experiences, that we learn and grow. We learn more about ourselves. You all have been through contrasting and challenging experiences, right? So the question is, how can I stay open and receptive to the flow of life that is going to guide me into these contrasting and challenging experiences, while also creating a life I love? And I do believe that it is absolutely possible. So I want to invite us into this space together by introducing the first symbol, which is one of my favorites, and it is the feather. The feather. So I want to invite you to close your eyes and breathe deeply. I just want to bring us all into this present moment. And I want you to allow a feather to come into your awareness. Imagine that it is floating on a gentle breeze, from high up in the air, but you see it floating gently towards you. And it isn't falling straight down, right? Because it's so light that it's fluttering and floating up a little bit and then dipping down, light as a feather. And it's coming closer and closer to you. And you reach out your hand and you're able to catch the feather in your hand. You watch it right now land on your hand and you can barely feel it. It is so light. And you see the downy feathers compared to the bigger feathers. And you're in a state of wonder about how light it is. So just feel the energy of this feather. Imagine that this feather couldn't hold anything of any weight. It would just slip off, fall away. So just like that, imagine anything outside of this present moment falling away. You are now the feather, light as a feather. This symbol has been present for thousands and thousands of years. It is very prevalent in the story of the goddess Mot in the Egyptian pantheon. She stood at the gates to the afterworld and she weighed your heart against a feather. And if your heart was lighter than a feather, you could enter the afterworld. So we know a heart would always weigh more than a feather, right? But it's not about your actual physical heart, is it? It's about you have cultivated your beingness in the world. Did you live your life with a lightness of being? So the feather is a symbol that you can use in any moment. You can bring it to mind with your eyes open or closed. You may see a feather on the ground or on a t-shirt or a bumper sticker. And it will instantly remind you of this lightness of being. Anything that is heavy or dense, anything that's been weighing you down, just falls away. When you are in contrasting experiences, so you're in a new experience, your feather can help you stay open and light rather than weighing yourself down with fears or all the reasons why you're not ready or qualified or haven't done this before or might make a mistake or might look silly. The feather just washes all of that away, like a feather fan, just blowing away any self-doubt, any heavy thoughts, low vibrational energies. And in challenging experiences, the feather can help you to rise above, to observe perhaps the challenge from a lighter place, to observe perhaps the feeling of your body without attaching to your body. Feather wants to support you in this flow of life, creating a life you love, meeting contrasting and challenging experiences with a lightness of being. So breathe that feather energy. Feel the feather. Feel yourself right here, right now, light as a feather, nothing else to do but to relax and receive. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. I want to invite you to a new relationship with symbols, this symbolic language that I know is being offered to each of us every single day. Symbols are a powerful mode of communication between our higher levels of consciousness and our human day-to-day to-do list, getting things done, managing the news and the transitions and the changes and the duties and responsibilities. These symbols, unlike words, carry very little, if any, baggage, right? When I talk about the feather and the lightness of being and you bring it to mind, it's pure energy. If I talk about the things that might be weighing you down, right, there's a lot of heaviness there. I've used sacred symbols to attach them to visions and goals that I want to have in my life. And each of these symbols I'm sharing with you today are ones that I've worked with personally for at least a year. I pick 2 symbols to guide me through each year. And they have served me very well, and many others. I'm wearing my feather earrings to remind us of this lightness of being, especially right now. So you can call on the feather, work with the feather, which means with any of these symbols, bringing them into your mind's eye, closing your eyes, using them in meditation, painting them, drawing them with any medium into an art journal or onto a canvas or with a ballpoint pen on a Post-it note and sticking it around your house. It's engaging with this symbol that contains within it volumes of wisdom and energy that want to support you walking your highest path. And your highest path is going to lead you and guide you, be in alignment with the life that you love, and one that's also understanding that we come here to learn and grow and expand. So there are some contrasting and challenging experiences that will simply dissolve in the lightness of being that you cultivate with the feather, because you don't attach to the drama or the challenge, right? You don't feed that energy. You gently rise above it. So the second symbol I want to introduce to you that will also help us stay in flow, experiencing, creating a life that we love, while also staying open to the contrasting and challenging experiences, is the arrow. I think you guys can all picture an arrow. So feather provides us with a lightness of being that will help us meet the contrasts and the challenges. The arrow wants to help you create and nurture a level of coherent consciousness that will keep you focused on what it is you want, rather than getting distracted and pulled off course. Coherent consciousness means that whatever it is you desire, you can think of a goal that you have, whether it's traveling again someday, or learning something new, or a health goal, or a spiritual goal. Oftentimes we think about what we want, and then our thoughts that follow are not coherent with that vision or desire of ours coming to fruition. We start worrying that we won't have enough time or enough money, or we're not this enough or that enough. We're not good at this. I don't have that. So we create incoherence around our desires. And you think about the symbol of the arrow. The arrow, for, again, tens of thousands of years, was a main source of survival. And, you know, they didn't have like the arrow superstore, right? They had to craft these arrows from particular tree branches and with particular bird feathers, and find particular rock that could be carved into these sharp points. And then the leather, the sinew that was used to tie it all together. Hours and hours and hours of work, or whatever you traded for that arrow. So when you go to shoot that arrow, you are going to be very focused. you are going to have a laser beam level of intent pointed to exactly what you desire to bring into your life through that arrow, right? So you aim the arrow very, 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 very carefully. Quiet, still, focused only on what it is you are hunting with that arrow. And then what do you have to do? You have to let go. You have to trust. So the arrow wants to support you in creating coherent consciousness around your vision for the life that you love. And it's not about the, that house or that car, right? How do you want to feel in your life? What are your top values, your top feelings? Do you want to live close to the outdoors? Do you want to be more engaged with children? Do you want to have a bigger family? Do you, what is it that you want to experience? The feelings, the energy that you want to experience in your life. And you allow the arrow to remind you to align your thoughts and your words and what you talk about and what you think about with that vision coming to fruition. I had a hard time back in 2014 when I worked with the arrow, when I was journaling, which I do kind of like a automatic writing practice. And I kept getting the prompt, like, what do you want? And my default was to be like grateful for what I have, right? And I kept getting the prompt, like, Whitney, I and you have an army of support behind you, around you, all around. But we can't help you move forward unless you tell us where we're going. That's the arrow. And then later, I'm reading Dr. Joe Dispenza, you're learning about quantum physics, how our thoughts create our reality. And so often we get these waves of clarity around, what we want to experience next in our life or what makes us happy and how to follow that. And the pattern that I think is just our default, at least as Western modern humans, is to immediately follow it up with all the reasons why it probably won't happen or it won't work, or goes to the worry and the stress, which is imagining what you don't want to happen, right? Complaining about something is sending your attention in the totally wrong direction from where you want to go. So if you got your arrow and you know what it is that you are hunting and it's right there, you don't then turn and shoot the arrow the other way, do you? But we do it with our thoughts all the time. So take a moment and let's feel into the arrow symbol. If you have pen and paper with you, you can draw it on the paper. If you don't, you can feel it in your body. Like as soon as I said that, I kind of straightened up and imagined, my spine like the arrow, and my head, my thoughts, my vision, my intuition, everything pointing towards what I want. And maybe those feathers on the tip that help keep it straight, maybe that's allowing our past, whatever has been in our past, to one, be in our past, but also to let us guide, to allow it to guide us, to understand that even the contrasting and challenging experiences in our past have in some way, shape, or form been there to now help guide us towards our desired experience. So feel the arrow. Imagine the arrow shooting through the air, leaving your space and heading towards your desired dream or vision. And imagine it slicing through the air. And imagine that it's powered, instead of by the bow, that arrow is powered by your conviction, by your confidence, by the supportive words that you use. I'm so curious how this is all going to work. I've never experienced this before, but I am so excited to bring this into my life experience. And you can allow that feeling of the arrow of your desire just cutting through with ease through the air instead of meeting up with lots of incoherence. You can feel that. And when you generate and connect with that feeling, which is what you can do with these symbols, right? Like feel the feather, feel the arrow. When you do that, it's easier to recognize when you have thoughts or words or mental patterns, actions going on in your life that are not in alignment with that path. You can imagine the arrow slicing through any incoherent beliefs or thoughts or stories that you might have. These symbols, they work subtly. They work with our intuitive heart and mind. They work with the part of you that is not the logical, linear, rational, ego-based mind that sees itself as individual and separate from anything. We have this right hemisphere, creative, intuitive, imaginative, infinite part of our awareness that is completely present, which means it has no past or future. It has no baggage. It has no worry about what's coming. From the present moment, you all know this, we can access the field of pure potentiality. Usually the incoherent thoughts are attached to our past or our future. That's why words can often fall short from really supporting us to creating our happiest lives. Because again, we haven't necessarily experienced it up until now. And that logical, rational mind takes your experience up until now and uses that information to project the probability of experiencing this new change that you want in your life. And if you haven't experienced it before, it's going to start to protect you from potential failure or disappointment. It's going to keep you in the known because at least the known is safe enough. So these symbols guide you into a present moment state of being. And it's from there that you can let go. Again, the feather. Imagine the feather just shaking off any heaviness from the past, any worry about the future, bringing you to the present. And allowing the arrow, the image, you may bring the arrow to mind and it is shooting through the air, or you're holding it in the bow, or you're crafting it with your intentions. These symbols show up differently every time you work with them. They meet you where you are. And this isn't what you were taught in elementary school or around the kitchen table, right? So this is lighter, no baggage. It will strap rocket boosters to your desire. It will attract to you new perspectives and levels of confidence and conviction that you haven't experienced up until now, simply because you're engaging in your present moment and you're using a different language to communicate. Okay, so the third symbol that I want to share with you is the triple spiral. So I had to relocate last minute because my studio table had new casters and one of the wheels fell off and the computer fell off. So I'm in here. So I can show you this one that I drew in my notes. So the third symbol that we're working with today is called the triple spiral. Many of you have seen it. This is my little sketch of it right here. There's kind of a triangle in the middle with these three arms coming off. Okay. So the triple spiral, again, is an ancient symbol. It's been carved into cave walls. It's traditionally been a symbol of the divine feminine, of the feminine wisdom, which is intuitive. This triple spiral will help you along the path of creating a life that you love as you flow into the contrasting and challenging experiences. This triple spiral wants to help you get out of your own way. And I'm going to share with you a meditation that we will finish with that will guide you into one way you can use the symbol to help you during these contrasting, challenging experiences, and when you're visioning into what you want to bring into the life that you love, to help you raise your vibration and then disperse the energy you have as the individual Dawn, Beatrice, Barbara, Alyssa, who's experienced what you've experienced up until now, Mr. B. You've got this role, you've got this personality, you've got, you know, a history, you've got things you're good at, things you've never tried. So this triple spiral, in order to help get you into the new experiences that you love, which will involve contrasting and challenging experiences, it wants to help you raise your vibration and then disperse the boundaries that we can build up with our ego perspective around, oh, I'm good at that, I'm not good at that, right? Like, oh, I can do that, I can't do that. So we have these often very rigid ideas around what's available to us. And the triple spiral wants to kind of help us rise above those limiting beliefs, and then disperse this individual energy to connect you to everything that is available to you. So I want to invite you to close your eyes again. And I want you to just breathe into your heart center. With every inhale, just breathe into your center. And with every exhale, let go of anything that is not there. So inhale into your center and exhale. And imagine yourself in the center of this triple spiral. And imagine that you look out in these three different directions from your heart center, and you see these luminous, sparkly arms spiraling out from your center. These arms begin to gently spin and cycle around you. You feel yourself supported by this light and this energy. You feel it dispersing any limiting beliefs, any barriers or obstacles that might be causing resistance to any contrasting or challenging experiences in your life. And then imagine as those beautiful spiraling arms of light cycle and spin around you, that you're getting lighter and lighter. And you feel the vibration of your body becoming buoyant. And then these three arms, these three luminous rays of light that are spiraling out, begin to expand. And you see them every time they go out and spiral, they get a little bigger and a little bigger. These spiraling rays of light journey into this field of pure potential. And they scoop up whatever you need. Whatever you need to walk your highest path, to live a life that you love. Is it more courage? Is it an energy of detachment to let go of something that you know is complete, to move into something that's new? Perhaps these luminous, spiraling rays of light are going to attract the perfect connection that you need, the perfect opportunity that will guide you into a beautiful experience that you will love to have in the art that is your life. You can ask these luminous rays of light spiraling out into the void to where the infinite possibilities are just waiting to be picked by our consciousness and created into reality. You can ask this triple spiral for whatever support or help that you need. I need more money. I need more time. I need more connections. I need more support. I want more connection. I want more support. I want more financial energy. I want more freedom. I want a community. Help me to find a new career. Help me to find a loving relationship. Help me to understand how to communicate with my teenagers, with my partner. Whatever you need, whatever you desire, ask. And then you go into your heart space and you release the low vibrational fears and worry, doubt. You let go of the past. You let go of any expectation around the future. And you focus on what it is you desire right now. What will light you up? What is the energy, the feeling that you want to experience more and more of in your life? Feel that feeling and then send that energy out on that spiraling arm of light and ask it to attract to you more opportunities to feel that peace, to feel that level of hope, of excitement, of adventure, of fun, joy. That feeling of just belly laughter. More of that, please. So right now, just feel those spiraling. They're like these luminous roads just extending out into the ethers. They're lining things up a day from now, a week from now, 3 weeks from now. They're lining things up to attract to you everything you need to experience what it is that you love about your life. More and more of that, please. Feel yourself in the center of this triple spiral. Feel the connection. Feel the expansiveness of what is available to you. And a really important aspect of this triple spiral symbol is, again, trusting and leaning into the mystery, not needing to control and understand how things are going to work every step of the way, but nurturing the vision, the feeling, the energy that you want more of, nurturing that. The triple spiral is attracting to you everything you need. The arrow is guiding you to a level of coherent consciousness where whatever it is that you have chosen has to happen because there's no other option. You are not allowing any incoherent energies into the space of your vision. And when things don't go the way you thought they were going to go, when someone doesn't show up the way you thought they would, or the check doesn't arrive in the mail, whatever obstacle or contrasting experience happens, the feather helps you to stay in that lightness of being no matter what. And just those three things, asking for help, trusting that everything's available to you that you need to follow your heart's desire, understanding how powerfully creative you are and the importance and the significant changes that will happen in your life when you allow all of your thoughts and energies to be supportive of what it is you want. And then when you meet life, as you flow through the contrasts and the challenges with a lightness of being, the universe can't help but rush to deliver to you what it is you desire. So I would invite you to breathe whatever wisdom you are being offered. These symbols are meeting you exactly where you need them. Breathe this into your heart. Imagine those luminous, spiraling rays of light spiraling back into your center. Perhaps you're holding your arrow in one hand, feather in the other, surrounded by all this supportive energy. You have everything you need to create the life that you love. And so it is. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes. That was really beautiful. I felt you all very engaged and present. So now I want to open up the next 7 minutes to any Q&A. You might have a challenge or contrasting experience that you're in right now. You may want to ask for a particular symbol for that. You may have a question about one of the symbols that I just introduced you to. Thank you, Don. I'm glad that settled nicely. Yeah, Ilana, just occurred to me that the arrow also empowered by feathers. Yes, exactly right. You're welcome, Barb. Yeah, I really encourage you. So I began working with sacred symbols in 2011. I actually had a dream. I had a dream. I really had a dream that I was telling one of my other creatively fit coaches that we now prescribe symbols, and that in the process of connecting a symbol to what it is we wanted to experience more, what we were wanting to transition out of, and in what we wanted to transition into, then in the process of painting and journaling with the symbol, meditating with it, that we would receive the energy that we need. And so I started painting paintings that were sacred symbols that were connected to the energy that I wanted more of. And that changed my entire painting practice. It changed how I coach people. But most importantly, it got me out of my own patterns of limiting beliefs or stories. My life is dramatically different from 2011. Dramatically different. And these symbols have really, really, really helped. So you can look forward to enjoying a lot of change and shifts that happen very subtly. Okay, Beatrice, I would love a symbol for family harmony, if you can share. Okay, so Beatrice, I'm going to type in, there's a West African Adinkra symbol for Mother Earth that I want you to look up. Okay. And the other symbol that's coming to mind is kind of multifaceted, but of course, when you say harmony, I'm thinking I work with singing bowls a lot, right? I love to use singing bowls to also connect me to the fact that everything is energy. And I imagine the sounds from the singing bowl really dissolving any incoherent energy around me. So when you think about a family is like a symphony with different instruments, and they all play and sound differently, right? So you want that oboe to sound like an oboe. And you may be a violin or a flute, and the oboe may seem big and clunky to you or whatever, you know, but let the oboe be the oboe. Let everyone sing their own song. Give space. Create space for them to express themselves. And let them be themselves without trying to make them turn an oboe into a flute. So look up the West African Adinkra symbol for Mother Earth, because that is symbolic. It's kind of two hearts, one upside down and one right side up, with the, you know, the bubble part, the top meeting, sitting on each other. And it very much speaks to this synergistic relationship. You know, families are where we experience probably the greatest contrast and challenge, right? That's kind of the point of families, I believe. And so allowing that to be loving to you rather than thinking it should be otherwise might be very helpful. Thanks for asking. Celia, you have inspired me to work with symbols and sacred geometry. Yes, yes, yes. Sacred geometry is magical. Ilana, I have a painting of a divine feminine with a feather on her heart. I titled it, Her Heart is Like a Feather. Yeah, a feather. I'm gearing up to getting a tattoo right here on my neck of a feather. I just feel so excited about that. Where do I find where you wrote the symbol? It's, oh, did I write it to everybody? Oh no. Here we go. I wrote it to Master B or something. Okay, here you go, Barbara. Do you see it now? And yes, painting on feathers, I love that. Yeah, I would really engage. Another interesting thing you guys can do today, right now, when as soon as we're done, if you don't have another guidely amazing experience to attend, is you can look around your home and just allow your eyes to fall on the things that give you the most joy, and look at what that is. It could be a plant, it could be an animal, you know, like a sculpture or an image or a picture or whatever. It could be a pattern, but look for an image or symbols in your home that really bring you joy. And if you don't know the symbolism, just pull up Google on your phone and Google the symbolism for that. And that is how I really learned. I mean, I have many books on symbols, but I Google the most. So you just pay attention. If you see something like, oh, I'm seeing lotus flowers everywhere, look up lotus flower symbolism. There's a reason you are seeing lotus flowers everywhere. Not everybody is seeing lotus flowers everywhere, or hummingbirds, or triangles, or chevrons, or arrows, or, you know, any of these things. Everything is a symbol. Life is symbolic. We process, like, more than 85% of what our brain is receiving, we process it visually. So if something is like really, you really love it, even flowers in your garden, if you have flowers that have always been your favorite, or you live somewhere now where a certain flower grows really easily, look up the symbolism of that flower. The flowers are powerful allies. The goddess Maat, M-A-A-T. All right, everyone, it's 12:45. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being open to your highest potential, to learning new things, to expanding your life artist palette. And I do wish you all the peace and happiness and joy in your life right now, right now. See you soon. Bye. Bye, Celia. Bye, Dawn.